they could be the most unlikely winners of the financial crisis. This is the Hungarian Guard, a far-right group marching, it says, to defend traditional values. Often their target is gypsy communities. As economies worsen across Europe, there is a real fear that people are turning to groups like this. It is quiet in Budapest's Christmas markets. Hungary has been harder hit than anywhere by the economic meltdown. It's turned to the international community for an emergency bailout. And right, parties with links to the Hungarian Guard believe people are now listening to policies they would have once thought extremist.
Because they realize that they have been lied to by our leaders, by our politicians, by our so-called experts in economics, in banking, in several parts of life. And perhaps they will have time to listen to us as well.
But how can the party continue to support the Hungarian Guard, an organisation the courts are trying to ban?
There is no security in Hungary for the average people in villages. They are robbed, they are killed every day.
You don't see that creates an image badly on Jobbik.
You have, when you say image, you're scratching the surface really. What do they wear? How did they go? How do they? You know, it's not really important, is it?
It's all part of disenchantment in countries like Hungary that joining the EU hasn't brought the promised prosperity. It will be a long, hard winter here. Every day Hungarians are hearing news of job losses running into the hundreds, and there's no doubt that the big multinationals who brought the boom here are now having to take responsibility for the bust. There is no doubt that Hungary has been among the hardest hit, but what is the impact of that going to be?
We expect that the public support, which used to be around 1% for right-wing extremists in the last couple of years, we expect that it will rise to at least 7%. We expect, unfortunately, violent clashes between right-wing extremist groups and the gypsy population.
Attacks on Roma gypsy communities across Europe have increased. It has worrying historic echoes for many countries, and governments are struggling to contain the problem. The measure of how much the right is rising could come in the European elections next year. What's long been dismissed as being on the fringe of politics might then be harder to ignore. Greg Milam, Sky News, Budapest.